All right. So, can I introduce both of you guys? I'm gonna introduce you first and then him, or?
I think let's just do me for right now. He's
okay.
I'm actually at his house, but he's on a call.
Okay.
So let's just go ahead and
no worries. So, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for checking or tuning in. This is our AMA session number 10. 10. We made the big mark of 10, so we're really excited about that. We provide content for you guys because we want to motivate you guys in your next stages, whether that's going on to high school, going on to college, or whatever it is that you choose to do. So all of our guests have been hand chosen. We've talked about it here in the office. We come up with the game. We try to make it as diverse as possible. So we had a financial planner that came on and talked about the importance of credit cards. We had a councilman come on and talked about how to make city ordinances, and he talked about coming from the same community that our program is in. We had a city attorney. We had a OIC of the Community Relations Division who's sitting on the call today. A Grammy award-winning artist, Miss Macy Gray, Grammy award-winning artist, who came in and told us, knowledge is king, and to fish fears. Two good points of reference from her. We really appreciate it. We had a retired SWAT officer come in. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but the retired SWAT officer talked about one of the most notorious bank robberies in Southern California, in all of California. He talked about keeping your mind and your body in tune, sharply tuned, and we really appreciated that word of advice, those words of advice for him. Just yesterday, we had the captain of LAPD Hollywood Division come on. He shared two important nuggets with us. Was how important family is, and the other one was to give back to your community. So for all you guys that tuned in yesterday, hopefully you took those 2 points. But today we have another guest, one of our board members at Hollywood PAL, a guy I've talked to numerous occasions. He's actually going to be the sponsor for our basketball team. We have a couple of our basketball guys. I see Derek, I see cheering. We have some of our basketball players on this Zoom chat today. I hope I'm not embarrassing him, but he's an entrepreneur. He's a multi-millionaire. And the reason why I bring those two things up is because when I was growing up, when Officer Lee, when Officer Alcaraz were growing up, we didn't have the opportunity to talk to people that were multi-millionaires, people that were really successful in the business industry. This guy owns a luxury car dealership. He's friends with Jamie Foxx, Floyd Money Mayweather, Taylor Swift. These are just some of his clients. Drake, Chris Brown, Lil Pump, French Montana, Tom Holland, who's Spider-Man, in case you guys didn't know. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest, a friend of mine, and I'm sure you guys are going to be really happy to talk to, RD Whittington. Are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you see me?
I don't see you yet.
I can see you guys.
Okay, there you are.
Hi, guys.
We can see you.
Can you hear me? Okay, welcome, and thank you guys for taking the time out this morning to join.
Yeah, so RD, I don't know, were you able to hear me?
I can hear you guys.
Okay, great. So RD, you are actually in California, Arizona.
I'm here in California. I'm at Jamie Foxx's home right now, and I just got back. I flew back with Mayweather around. So I got dressed and came over to jump on this call with all you guys.
Show of hands. Anybody know who Floyd Mayweather is? Show of hands. Nobody, huh? Only Sarge, huh? Who is? Justin, do you know who Floyd Mayweather is?
I do.
Tell us, who is he?
He's like
He's a real famous boxer. He's one of the only two boxers in history that went through his whole career without being defeated, without ever losing. He's I think his record is with RD Whittington. So anyway, we're going to get into your history. Grew up in Arizona. You grew up here, RD.
Guys, I have Rich the Kid on the phone, and he wanted to say hi and give you some encouraging words. Guys, this is Rich. Can you see him?
How you doing, sir?
Doing well, guys.
Welcome to the Zoom chat. Thank you for talking to our kids or taking time to talk to them.
Everybody's doing good?
Ethan?
He said, how's everybody doing? Can you see them, Rich?
Yeah, I can see them. Hey,
Valerie,
hi, everybody.
Valerie, I believe you know who he is, right, Valerie? I've never seen her blush
The
so
kids are
much.
going crazy. You got big fans here, Rich.
Hi, everybody.
Rich, I've never seen our kids blush so much. Valerie, go ahead.
Valerie.
I've never seen that color on her before. Wow.
Hi, Valerie.
Say hi, Valerie.
Hi.
Everybody's doing good.
Tearing up.
She's tearing up, Rich. Rich, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Thank you. So yeah, RD, tell us about growing up. You grew up in Arizona, I think you said.
I grew up in Florida, and I went to school in North Carolina. I went to a basketball school, so I got to attend Mount Zion Christian Academy. That's where Tracy McGrady played basketball, Marquise Daniels, a lot of young men that went to the NBA, and it was a lot of fun, and was a big learning experience. You know, for me, I would say just growing up, the most important thing was education. You know, getting to work with clients like Jamie and Rich the Kid and Little Pump, some people that you guys would know, learning what I learned in school, listening to my mentors, like all of the officers that are on here today, paying attention to what they were trying to teach me, helped me to get to the level where I am now, because they've been through the stuff that you guys are going to go through. So it's very important for me was listening to those mentors, listening to those coaches, listening to these officers that are trying to guide you and direct you. That's what helped get me to the next level.
Yeah, I remember one of the first times we spoke, you told me about your basketball background, and that made me bond with you even more. You know, I grew up playing a little bit of basketball as well. So when you told me that you were able to play with Tracy McGrady, T-Mac, and in high school, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, we got to travel, and we got to meet a lot of people. Say that again.
Is Jamie Foxx?
He's on a call right now, but we'll see if he can pop in.
He's my fan.
He's your favorite?
Yes.
Okay, let me see what we can do. We may have a couple other prizes.
He's a very fan.
Hey, just so you know, guys, Mr. Fox is really busy person. So if he has a phone call or something else to do, we might not get to see him. But just to have the opportunity to talk to RD is great. And RD has a lot of famous friends, and we were blessed enough to see Rich the Kid, which almost made Valerie cry. I've never seen Valerie cry before.
I wasn't crying.
You were just moved with emotion.
Valerie.
Last time Valerie cried like that, Mercy stepped on her pinky toe.
I have to mention that. That was years ago.
So Valerie, you do know Rich the Kid?
Yeah.
Me too.
I think last time we talked, you talked about him as an artist, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
No? Okay. Might have been somebody else. RD, you still with us? There you are.
Yes, sir, I am. I was just checking on
No worries.
a couple other people.
No worries. So I want to share a video, if that's okay.
Sure.
So last week on TMZ, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we're sharing the screen right now. This was a young kid who was from Utah. And what he did is he took his mother's car and he drove to, I believe he drove to California. Is that right, RD?
He was trying. He drove about 3 miles, which no one should do.
Wow.
So we're having a little bit trouble with it, but hopefully we'll get it to play. But this young kid took his mother's car without permission, drove 3 miles, and it made the news. RD, our host today, RD saw this and said, "Let me fly this guy out." So RD, maybe you could take over from here and tell the story. I don't know if you guys could see the view on this kid's face, but RD took him to his dealership and put him in a couple cars, and this kid was over the moon looking at the cars and feeling the vibration of the engine.
Oh, that's so cool.
RD, talk to us a little bit about that situation.
And you guys are all welcome after COVID is over with. I'd like to have all of the kids come down, see our dealership, let them check out all of the cars, with your guys' permission, with your parents' permission. Maybe we could have a day where all the officers get together and bring the kids down and they can see all of the cars. So this 5-year-old young man from his name was Adrian. He made a big mistake by taking his parents' car and driving, which no one should ever do. And he got a lot of trouble. His mom lost her job, and he could have really hurt himself. We took this opportunity to bring this young man out. We took him to the dealership, and we showed him the cars, and we spoke to him about listening to his parents, staying in school, and never driving again until he has a license. So he got to spend all day at the dealership, and he got to check out every single car, but he also had to learn a lesson about, not driving and putting himself and others in danger ever again.
Great lesson. Great lesson you were able to teach him. And on behalf of the kid, we don't know him, but thank you for doing that for him and his family. That was really cool. Tobias, you seem to be interested in cars. Tobias, do you know what Lamborghini is, Ferrari, Bugatti? Do you know what those type of vehicles are?
Yeah.
Have you seen those before?
Yeah.
Well, RD said that he would allow us to go down to his dealership and look at and sit in those cars, to look at those cars, to actually touch the steering wheel. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a grown man, and I don't think I've ever seen a Ferrari in person or a up close, or a Bugatti up close. So these kids are getting treated to something that's really special.
Yes. So guys, we have, clients we work with are anyone from Drake to Uzi Vert to Playboy Cardi, a lot of your favorite actors and movie stars and singers. So we have a lot of their cars all at the facility, along with like Rich the Kid and who just hopped on the call. And if you guys can come down after COVID, be more than happy to have you as our guest. Alberto, do you have a question?
Can I see the cars too?
Yes, of course.
Because I want to invent a flying car.
Okay, that's great. I would love for you guys to come down anytime.
Stephen, you had a question? Stephen Reyes?
Yeah. Did the kid like go on the freeway or no?
He did. He went on the freeway, and thank God no one was hurt. And he got in a lot of trouble, and no one should ever make that mistake. That's a big no-no.
But did the cops see him?
Yes, he got pulled over, and his mom got in a lot of trouble, and he did as well.
Oh. I feel bad for his mom though.
We did too. And so that's why, we flew them out to California, and we took them to lunch, and we got to share with the mom and share with Adrian and his 4 brothers and sisters. And we got to tell them the importance of, never driving again without a license, and listening to your parents, listening to your mentors, staying in school, the important things that you guys need to remember to do all the fun stuff when you get older. You just have to do some important stuff now, and that will all pay off.
Good question, Stephen.
Great question.
One of the important things about that, RD is a really charitable guy. So for him to fly out the boy and his mom to take them shopping, to give them some resources, was really cool of him. And that's one of the things that you guys are gonna figure out a little bit more the more we get to talk to him. He's a really great guy. So RD, you after playing, go ahead. So after high school, did you go on to college? What happened next after your time there in North Carolina?
I went to Florida Atlantic University, which was my college in Florida. And then once I got out of school there, I went to the hospitality training, the Ritz-Carlton School of Ladies and Gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. And I was able to take what I learned in college and what I learned in hospitality training and apply that into the automotive and aviation industry.
So did you know at that time that that's what you wanted to do, automotive, aviation? Was there a big aha moment? What was it that made you swing that way or go in that direction?
It was something about cars I was always passionate about. If there's any advice that I could give or recommend, is following your passion, doing what you love. Obviously getting your education first, which is most important, and then following your passion, being able to wake up and do what you love every day and applying yourself to that. And that's kind of what I did with automotives. I love being around cars. I've always wanted a nice car. And so I submersed myself in the automotive industry, and I learned as much as I could, like a sponge. I sucked up as much information as I could about that one particular industry that I wanted to be in. And now I'm able to work with some of the biggest celebrities in the world.
RD, can you do us a favor and rewind? You mentioned hospitality, and I'm not sure all the kids understand what that is and how important understanding hospitality really ties into what you do.
Yes, sir, Officer Lee. Thank you for that. So, guys, have you guys been to a hotel before or know what a hotel is? Yes. Okay, so in the these are men and women that work in the service industry, taking care of guests, knowing Tobias's name. If Tobias comes to our hotel and we know that Tobias likes to drink Mountain Dew, or he likes cookies and milk, we make sure we have his cookies and milk in his room. If we know he likes Lamborghinis, we get him a special Lamborghini blanket. If we know he needs a late checkout and wants to leave the hotel later, we arrange for a late checkout. Or if he likes a certain candy, we want to make sure we have that certain candy, because you have to pay attention to what the guests like and what those needs are. And the customer in the hotel business and a lot of other businesses, the customers are always right. Want to be able to take care of them. You want to know their specific things about them, like their name, what they like, and you apply that same principle of customer service, like Officer Lee was saying, about taking care of people. Yes, we sell cars. Yes, we sell airplanes, but we're really in the service business of taking care of people, making sure that the customer is happy. Not only that their car is okay, but making sure that everything is okay along the process. So we're able to take our hospitality training, which is taking care of people, and we applied that to our automotive business, and that's where we are today.
That's so important what you said. Find your passion. You know, we try to teach these kids that same thing. You know, once you find your passion, everything else after that is going to become a lot easier. You know, once you do something or find something that you really like, the work after that doesn't seem like work. It just seems like, you know, you're having fun in the thing that you really enjoy.
Absolutely. Following your passion and working hard, giving something your all, finishing what you start, never giving up, believing in yourself. These are some of our core company values that we apply with our employees and that with our staff, that we want to encourage you guys today to always believe in yourself, to be able to follow your dreams and never give up and work hard. Because if you can do all those things along with staying in school, listening to your parents, listening to these officers, you'll be able to take your life to the next level, and you'll be able to get everything that you ever wanted. But that special car or house or video game or bike, as long as you work hard and have patience, all of that stuff will come to you. But the key thing is just staying out of trouble, listening to your mentors that are on this call, and your parents, and staying in school.
Ureli's saying that she has to go. See you, Ureli. You want to say bye to our guest?
Bye, Ureli.
Bye.
Mr. Calderon, you have a question? Derek is actually on our basketball team, RD.
RD,
Yes.
what made you want to become an entrepreneur?
That's a great question.
Very good question.
What made me want to become an entrepreneur? Great question. I was working at a hotel, and I would have to come in at 7 a.m. and I would leave at 11 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. So I was working very, very hard, Derek, around the clock, and I was working for someone else. I learned a lot of good core values, a lot about work ethic, a lot about being on time, a lot about taking care of people. And I applied that work ethic and the things I learned working for someone else's company, and I started my own. And I wanted to be able to use those same principles to help me excel in business on my own.
Great question. Great question. Miss Mercy?
Yes.
You have a question?
Yeah. Was
Mercy is getting ready to, I tell this all the time, but Miss Mercy is getting ready to go into the Air Force, hopefully.
Congratulations.
So she's taking a big leap after a couple more months, I would assume. And we're excited to see what's going to happen to her going forward.
Amazing. That's great news.
Thank you. Do I ask now? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there ever people telling you that like you couldn't do it? Like when you would tell somebody your plans, would there be people that would tell you like you can't do it, or that they didn't help, like they didn't motivate you and they really thought that you were gonna fail?
Absolutely.
Great question.
Great question, Mercy. And that plays a big factor in life and in business all the time. Some people are not going to be on the same page with you and your dreams. So the most important thing I can advise you is to always bet on yourself, always believe in yourself, because you can do anything that you put your mind to. you want to be in the Air Force, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be an officer, if you want to be an athlete, whatever you put your mind to, anyone on this call can achieve that. No matter what anybody says, no matter what, if one of your friends says you can't do that or it's impossible, anything is possible. So always believe in yourself and never give up. No matter how hard it gets, always strive, always keep pushing forward, and it will all pay off, and you'll be able to achieve that goal. But believing in yourself and betting on yourself is the most important thing.
RD, there were times when you were coming up playing against Tracy McGrady, and he might have dunked on you or scored a lot of buckets on you, or going into college, you might have had a bad grade in one of your subjects. Still believing in yourself, how did you focus on still believing in yourself? What did you do when those bad times arrived? What did you do when you got that bad news?
You know, and life is tough. It's not easy. It requires a lot of hard work and never giving up and listening to the mentors like the officers on this call, taking advice from my parents, listening to my teachers, going to that extra study hall. I remember when I was in 12th grade and I wasn't going to graduate. And my coach said, hey, you're not going to be able to go to college. You're not going to graduate unless you go to chemistry every day for the rest of the year at 3 o'clock and stay there from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock and really learn chemistry. You're not going to pass and you're not going to graduate. So I had to listen to my coach. I had to listen to my teacher. And I had to really focus and not give up. And that's what helped me get to the next level during those tough times.
Yeah. So boys and girls, I just wanted to hammer that. Like he said, don't give up. Don't ever give up. You know, you have to believe in yourself no matter what, no matter if other people don't believe in you. There's going to be bumps in the road along the way. People are going to say bad things to you or doubt you or say that you can't achieve whatever it is that you're hoping to achieve. But as long as you believe in yourself, you'll get there. RD, like he said, almost didn't graduate, but look at him now. I mean, he's hanging out with some of the most influential people in the entertainment industry, and he's a very wealthy man. So hopefully you're listening to his story and what he's trying to tell us.
RD,
yes,
can
sir.
you give our kids a good example of within the past 5 years, something you went through where it felt like you were going to fail? And, you had to persevere through it. Because I think, they're hearing, oh, you're so successful and all that. And they don't think that these things apply to you. But and I know they still apply. It's they practice great, right? So can you give them some type of situation?
100%. I mean, my parents got a divorce when I was very, very young. My mom and dad lived in separate homes. I got kicked out of school when I was in 5th grade. I got expelled from the elementary school that I went to. I was constantly getting in trouble. I was constantly making the wrong decisions. I had trouble with my grades. I had to walk onto the basketball team and earn my spot when I couldn't be on the team because these kids were playing at such a high level. I've had business deals and transactions that have gone wrong that I failed at. But along with those struggles and those obstacles and problems, I learned so much along the way from each problem and from each obstacle. And I took those experiences and I applied them to life, and they helped me be where I am today. I've had deals that I've worked on for years that have blown up and have gone away that did not work out. But I took those examples, what went wrong in those deals or how I got bad grades. And when I did get expelled, then I took those principles and applied them in life, and I learned from them. I learned from those mistakes, and I learned from those triumphs. I learned from my parents not being together and going back from household to household. I took all of those experiences, and it helped mold me into the person that I am today.
RD, I just want to revert back to something that you said earlier. You said that you learned everything you could about the automotive industry. You learned about the RPMs of certain vehicles, the possible weight capacity, whatever it may be. How did you take that and say, okay, look it, I'm gonna make a lot of money out of this? And what was the first initial step to reaching out to a celebrity to get them to buy your product or endorse your product?
You know, I worked as hard as I could. I started out by getting an office that someone said they were going to split the office with me. And it was a very expensive office. And when I went in, I got the office and I signed the lease, which is the lease is what you need to secure an office so you can do what you like. That person said, hey, when the first of the month came around and we had to pay the rent to the landlord that owned the building, he said, hey, I'm not going to lease this property with you anymore. So I was on my own. I went into my office. I bought a desk at Office Depot, an office supply store. I put it together myself. I got a phone line. I got my laptop, and I started to work. I started to follow my passion. I started to learn as much as I could learn about the automotive industry. And then I got connected with Chris Brown, and Chris Brown actually ended up buying, 10 or 11 cars from me at one point. And I applied what I learned in the hotels about taking care of people, and I applied that to the automotive industry, and that helped me get people like Chris Brown and Drake and Jamie and these very high-profile clients, because I knew so much about the automotive industry. People would call me, and they started to call me for everything.
Hard work, boys and girls, hard work. How many phone calls would you make in a day? How many phone calls talking about that hard work? How many?
You know, I have two phones that they've got the charger packs on them, and they're always on 24/7. And the deals, they just don't happen from 9 to 5, which are sometimes normal working hours. People call you all the time, and you just have to be able to work hard and focus on your passion and listen to your parents and stay in school.
No, I was talking more about like when you first started, when you're banging the phones, when you're trying to start up your clientele.
Oh, yes. Great
How many
question.
phone calls were you making at that point?
Hundreds and hundreds of calls. Guys, so many people told me, no, you can't do this. You can't start your own business. You can't sell a car to a celebrity. You're not going to make it. No one took my call. I've called hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. But, I finally got, after about 5 years of working nonstop, guys, 5 years, I finally started to get the traction, the moment of not giving up and being to work some of the stars in the world. But it took 5 years, and I'm probably 10 years in now at working at that one particular goal.
Man, you guys hear that? I got goosebumps just listening to that story.
That's more motivated now.
Christian,
Right.
he has to leave. Christian, come on board and ask Mr. RD your question, please.
Hello.
Hi, Christian. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. I just have one question for you.
Yes.
It was like way in the beginning, but you talked about Little Uzi.
Yes.
Right? How many times have you seen him?
You know what's funny? He was just texting me and talking about hard work and getting started. Uzi came into my office. If you guys can see this is his number. This is the text thread. These are the cars that he's looking at. Guys,
Right?
yeah, this car, I sold him a Bugatti. But when Uzi came into my office,
I'm sorry, RD. Tell the boys and girls how much a Bugatti costs.
so that car was $3.5 million.
I mean, with his new album dropped, he has that money.
He has that money. So this is me and Uzi in 2016. This was us at my original office. If you can see this, you can see the date on this picture. So from 2016 until now, which is a great question because he's one of my biggest clients. But years, you can see how the young Uzi that is. It took years of us working together, building our relationship, building our trust before we were able to do big transactions.
Yeah.
Now the deal that him and I just did together, he just turned 24 and he wanted a new Bugatti. So we ended up locating a Bugatti for him, shipping it to New York, and delivering it to him all in 1 week's time. Here's the picture of him in that Bugatti that we sold him.
Wow.
But when he came into my office in 2016, people thought I was crazy. You know, here's this young kid from Philadelphia that has, you know, had all kinds of issues and has conquered all kinds of triumph. And he comes in my office. He didn't have all the jewelry yet, didn't have all the fame yet.
Yeah.
And I said, here, Uzi, take one of my cars. Use one of my cars for the weekend. He said, oh, man, thanks. He said, you want to come to my show? I said,
Seriously?
sure. I said, sure, I would love to. And I'm going to pull it up from 2016. I said, I'd love to come to your show. He goes, cool, be my guest.
What the fuck is purified enrichment?
Wow.
So I went to the show. I became good friends with him. And from 2016 till now, he's bought, you know, over 20 cars from us and is one of our biggest clients.
Amazing. Amazing.
That was a great question. Also,
great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say also, Pop, who recently passed away, was also one of my dear friends. And close clients. And I'm helping him with his as well.
Yeah, good question, Chris. But just enforce this, boys and girls. RD doesn't go.
No.
When he was banging the phones, calling all those more than Justin.
My question is, how do I know if I have a goal and I've succeeded?
Well, that's a great question, Lamar.
Very good.
You can set short-term goals, you know, which I try to say in a 6-month period. You can set daily goals and you can set long-term goals. Every night before I go to bed, I write out my 10 short-term goals on a piece of paper. And the next morning when I get up, if it's, you know, clean up my room, make up my bed, return calls, I do those short-term goals and I check them off the list. So you can do that by trying to accomplish your short-term goals by writing them down the night before. And then the next day, you know, start with 5. Each night, write down 5 goals. You know, knock out my homework, my chores, read a book, talk to my family. Take those 5 goals. You write those out. The next day, you try to accomplish them. You knock them out. Then you have your 6-month, say, time frame goals, your longer-term goals. You know, graduate from the grade to the next grade. Learn a new, you know, a hobby, if it's reading or playing basketball or baseball. And you make long-term goals. And every day you write those goals down and you have them on a board. I like to use dream boards. I like to visualize what those goals are. And then you can go back and look at that board and you can see those things that you wanted to accomplish as you start to check them off. That's a great question.
Yeah. We try to, very good question. We try to tell all our kids a plan without a goal, or a goal without a plan is just a wish. It's just a dream. So once you have your goal, you got to put something behind that. You got to put some steps behind that. You got to take some type of action. Once you take action, you'll obtain that goal and you'll feel very good about yourself. Go ahead, Justin.
My question is, do you work with, like, for an example, the weekend and stuff like that? Like,
Abel.
No.
Yes, I work with Abel. I work with his manager, Cash. I do a lot of their cars for those guys. They're amazing guys. They live here. They're from Canada, but they live here in California. I also work with Drake as well, which you guys have probably saw. Here's Drake and I when he was purchasing a car. I'm sure you guys all know Drake. But like Officer Lear said, it took a lot of no's before I got to the Drakes and the Uzis and the Weekends. It took a very long time.
Okay, but my sister also has a question.
Yes.
Have you ever had a plane?
Say that again.
Have you ever had a plane?
An airplane? Yes, absolutely. We sell airplanes too. This is one of the planes that we've sold recently. Here's I don't know if you can see that, but here's a picture of it right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So boys and girls, I said that at the beginning. He's an entrepreneur. He's a multimillionaire. I didn't say that to embarrass him. I just said that because when I grew up, I had maybe a librarian come in and talk to me, maybe a counselor. I didn't have a multimillionaire that could share photos and share personal stories. So
here, all three of the boys, the Migos, they're all three, you know, my clients. I deal with Quavo, Offset, Takeoff. I deal with them all three together, you know, at the same time, you know, handling all of their requests.
Alberto, go ahead.
Do you sell these cars?
Yes. Oh, not that one. I haven't sold that one yet. I like that one. Very cool.
What is that, Alberto? What type of car?
That's very funny.
I think that's a Cobra, Alberto. That's a very nice car. It's a very expensive car.
I'm gonna show you one right now. Wait. Next I have this one.
Very cool. I like that one.
That looked like a Mustang, a GT Mustang.
And Yella Estrada has a question for you.
Yes.
Go ahead, ma'am. Is she there?
I have a question for RD.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Like, if you feel like giving up in your job, do you still continue? Like, if someone says, oh, no, you're too young for that, do you still continue or you give up easily?
No, absolutely. That's a great question. I'm trying to find one here. Oh, where are you? Where are you on the screen?
She's the one that looks like it's a little dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I got it. Thank you for that, and that's a great question. You know, a lot of people will tell you no. A lot of people will tell you you're too young, or you know, you don't know the skills, or you can't accomplish something. But the important thing is believing in yourself, setting those goals, believing in yourself, and you can always do whatever you want to put your mind to. Everyone on this call, I can't stress this enough, can accomplish anything they put their mind to, no matter what anyone else says. Believe in yourself.
Amen. Vincent, you're up. Vincent is new to our soccer program. This kid has more energy than little rabbits. He's been all over the place every time he comes to our station, and we love his enthusiasm. Go ahead, Vincent.
Hi, Vincent.
I wanted to say if you guys have one of these cars, right?
See what you started, RD?
Let's see.
Hi.
You got to hold it still, Vincent.
Yes, that's an SLR. We've sold those cars. We don't currently have one in stock, but that's a great car. They're a lot of fun. That's the car that McLaren and Mercedes did together, and that's the car they came out with. Kanye West actually has one of those cars.
RD, tell them how much that car cost.
That car is around $460,000.
Whoa, that's a lot.
A lot.
Avril has a question. Come on, speak up, Avril.
Okay. So I want to take like an art major in university, but there's like a lot of people saying that art is not really like a career. Like, what do you do when a lot of people put you down for what you want to do?
Art is a huge career. Some of my biggest clients are some of the biggest artists in the world. Follow your dreams. Don't listen to anyone that says not a career. Art is a huge career. It'd be a blessing just to have that opportunity to go to college and be able to get an art major. And I think that's amazing, April. I think that's something that you should follow and follow your dreams. If that's what you love and are passionate about, I think that's great. And art is a big business where you can make a lot of money being in the art world. And some of my biggest clients are artists like Retina and Alec Monopoly and Mr. Brainwash. These guys are painters. They sell paintings, that are anywhere from 100,000 to 500,000. So art is a big business. There's a ton of money in art and being an artist.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No problem. So I don't know if you heard it earlier. One of the kids had asked, how do you know when you're successful? You're successful when you follow your dreams and you do what it is that you want to do in life, and you can make some money off of it. That's when you know you're successful. So I'm sorry, I forgot who that was, but if art is your thing, continue to go forward. Don't give up like RD is.
You brought up a great point, not to interrupt. Don't worry, Avril, don't worry about the money or if it's going to make money. Worry about if it's your passion. Because if it's your passion and you love to do it and you become like a sponge and you learn all that information that there is to know about whatever it is you love, if it's art, the money will come. The financial opportunities will come. The business will come. When you become an expert at your craft and you learn as much as you can about that, whatever that is, the money will follow.
So true.
I was wondering if I could show some of my artworks that I have.
Oh, we'd love to see it.
Absolutely.
Let me just take off the background. So, I don't know if you could see that, but that's
beautiful.
A painting that I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I would buy one of those and frame it, put it in our dealership. And you know who loves those style paintings?
Good job.
You know who loves those is Uzi Vert. He loves those, and Little Pump also loves those as well.
Yup.
He loves them. He asked me to put those faces on the side of one of his cars before.
Really?
So I can be one of your first clients. I'd be happy to buy some art from you.
Oh, thank you.
Avril, could you imagine the picture you just showed us? The thing that you work for or did in your bedroom is going to be on the side of a $3 million car? Could you imagine that?
No, I can't. Wow.
That's why it's in life, guys, is when you're following your dreams and you're following your passion, just like being on the call with us all today, is you can have an opportunity to show me. Who would have thought you'd be able to show me that art? Who would know that Little Uzi and Pump and these art entertainers love that style art, and we can get that to them. And just like that, on one phone call, you can always meet someone that can help change your life when you're working on whatever you're passionate about. Anything can happen, guys. Anytime. You can always accomplish your dreams. You got to think big. Anything is possible.
Ugo would like
Very
to
nice.
know if you know Travis Scott. He's been asking this on a thread for a while, so I told him I'd get to it for you.
Yeah, so Travis Scott, that's a good question. So Travis Scott has a festival in Houston, guys, and it's a music festival, and it's called Astro World. Before Travis Scott wanted to do his performance, he wanted to buy this car. That's a Bugatti Chiron. Can everyone see that?
Wow.
So Travis called me. He said, hey, I want to buy a Bugatti Chiron, and I need it delivered to Houston for Astro World within 2 days.
Can I see that again?
As you can see, here's the car.
Oh my!
And I had the only car. As you can see, it's the same car that he was driving in the picture. So Travis called me. He actually called Jamie first, looking for me, asking for my phone number. Jamie called me and said, hey, Travis wants to buy that car from you. There he is in front of his office. with the car. Travis calls me on FaceTime. He wires me the money. I fly from Florida to LA. I locate the car. I put it on a truck, and I have 2 drivers drive while one slept and one drove, and they delivered it to Houston just in time for the festival. So Travis is a friend. We're working on an animation project together, and he's a great guy. He's a great dad, and he's all around very talented young man.
Oh, I love animation. That's like that's like a career that I really want to work for Disney.
I was actually checking out some of Little Vert's cars right now, and I saw like he has like 3 of them with like anime designs in front and like sides.
There you go. We've put those anime designs on the side of his car before. So animation, guys, is a big field.
Those animations are really cool.
Animations are really cool. Kid Cudi, I don't know if you guys know who that is. He just did a humongous deal with Netflix to do an animation series where he's directing a whole animation series. So obviously we all like animation. We all like entertainment and storytelling. So you can see how these questions apply to what's going on and what's current. You guys are on it. Alberto. Sorry, go ahead, Lear.
No, you're right.
No. I thought Astroworld was in Fortnite.
Astroworld was a performance, is a concert in Houston that he actually does in person where people can buy and come. Then he did a deal with Fortnite to do a virtual concert during COVID, and he did Astroworld where he got paid $20 million to do that deal with Fortnite. Was one of the biggest. That was a great point. That was one of the biggest deals in Fortnite history.
Wait, how much?
20 million.
Do you guys know how many zeros are in 20 million? That's all right. 10. Close. Lamar, unmute. So RD, Lamar is on our basketball team. This is Lamar's first year playing organized basketball. Hi. Lamar, say hi to RD for me.
Hi, Lamar. How are you?
Good.
Welcome.
I don't know if you heard earlier, Lamar, but RD talked about never giving up, staying focused and staying with your dream. So is basketball something that you want to stay focused on or continue to play?
Yeah, because it's something that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's very important.
That's great. RD is, like I said, RD is our sponsor, so I wanted to give you an opportunity to say hi to him. I think I missed Justin. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm a huge Travis fan, and like that. Even though I don't get to see the concerts, I like check. I really like checking the concerts on YouTube. And do you get a chance to call them and stuff?
Absolutely, and that's a great point. I remember seeing Travis Scott back in 2016 performing in New York. He was performing in front of maybe 20 or 30 people. Nobody knew who he was. He started off performing in small rooms, very small venues. Now he performs and does world tours. He just sold his autobiography documentary rather to Netflix, which was another huge deal that he just did. But he used to, before he was super famous and very successful, he started off with Kanye West, and he started off performing on his own, and then he became a huge superstar. But by also never giving up. He didn't start performing in arenas and in huge venues, huge stadiums. He started performing in very small locations, but he kept working hard. He didn't give up, and that's what helped him get to the next level.
Dylan, you're next. Dylan, you had a question?
Yes,
You got to take.
when you said how many zeros are in 1 million, I was gonna say 4.
It's close. It's close. It's a little bit more than that. 6 zeros makes 1 million.
6.
But, okay. Do we have anybody else that I missed? Diego, go ahead.
Okay, so a lot of our kids might feel a lot of pressure growing up when making a career choice. How would you recommend trying to meet the expectations of others with the expectations you have for yourself?
That's a great question. It takes a lot of time and a lot of years for you to be able to know what career path that you want to take. Be patient. Be in tune with yourself and what you want to do by listening to your teachers and listening to your coaches as well, but not feeling pressure, just wanting to make the decision of following your passion and following what you want to do in life. And that takes time. Doesn't happen overnight. What you want to do today may not be what you want to do 3 or 4 years from now. So I would suggest just being patient and trying to learn more about your passion and what you want to do will come to you, but it does take time.
Just to clarify again, kids, 6 zeros makes 1 million. That was very good, RD. 6 zeros makes 1 million. I got that question asked again. 20 million. So in 20 million, how many zeros is that?
6.
7. Close. Mr. Lopez asked, do you have who are your idols or role models growing up, RD?
Ooh, that's a good one. Idols are role models growing up. You know, I loved Warren Buffett. He was a guy that I read, you know, his books, The Snowball Effect, and I tried to learn more about his life and how he started as an entrepreneur, you know, selling newspapers and candies on a train before he became super wealthy and one of the biggest investors. Michael Jordan, you know, Michael Jordan got cut from his basketball teams. Guys, Michael Jordan had to work hard to get to where he was at. Michael Jordan never gave up. As you can see, Justin has him on his screen as one of the NBA All-Stars, one of the greatest players of all time. So those guys that, you know, they started with nothing and worked hard and never gave up and helped get to the next level. Those are two of my favorite mentors, or not mentors, but people that I looked up to over the years.
Alberto, second to last question. After Alberto, I think we have one more after that. Go ahead, Alberto.
Did Gustavo Dudamel buy you any cars or planes?
Who is that?
Gustavo Dudamel. He is a musician?
Not yet, but we work with Anuel. Do you guys know Anuel? Or Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Yes, Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Benito?
Yeah.
What about J Balvin?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, oh, heck yeah.
So
I do.
Interesting story. We sold this car, which used to belong to Drake. We sold to J Balvin, whose name is Jose. So we had to transport this car from Los Angeles to Medellin, Colombia, where Jose lives. And that's his home country. And that's where he's from. So we get to work with a lot of Latin artists all over the world.
So we try to cut this off at our RD. We're going to get you out of here.
I'm good. I have time.
Question.
Any more questions? I'm here to answer them for you.
He said any more questions. Go ahead, Vincent.
No rush.
Go ahead, Vincent.
I was gonna say, how did you accomplish your what you wanted to be. Or like, did you?
Go ahead.
Well, like, did you want to be what you are right now?
You know, I wanted to be a basketball player. You know, I grew up wanting to play basketball. All of my friends played basketball. I went to a basketball school, and that's what I wanted to do. So that, you know, that changes as you grow and get older. I didn't know I was going to be in the automotive and entertainment industry. That all took some time to learn over the years. You know, because things change and things happen in life, but you try to work as hard as you can and set your goals and figure out what your passion is. And once you figure out what you're passionate about, which is just liking what you do, you can take your life and career to the next level. That's a great question, Vincent. So I didn't know this is what I wanted to do. It took me many years to figure that out. Great question.
Yeah. Tobias, did you have a question? No? Somebody asked about Subarus. Do you sell Subaru Brz? I'm not sure what that is.
I've sold a lot of Subaru WRXs, but I don't have that model that you mentioned.
Okay. When you see people putting what is that, spoilers on the back of cars and what is it, the on the hood when they put the for the exhaust, when you see people do that to cars, do you think to yourself, oh my gosh, why did they ruin that car?
Absolutely not. I mean, we do a lot of customization for a lot of different clients all over the world. This was an example. This is a car that, does anybody know French Montana? This was a car that French Montana bought, and he wanted to do a Joe Montana tribute. So we wrapped it in 49ers colors and changed it completely. So we do a lot of customization, get a ton of crazy requests, and we're always changing the cars. Some of them we leave normal, some of them we change.
Wow. And you don't think they're messing up the car at all? That's a $3 million car.
You know, I'm in sales, not sales prevention. So whatever they want to do, I'm here to help. You know,
Officer Lear to get a customer what they want, right?
Yeah, gotta give them what they want. Might not agree, but
Avril, go ahead.
Were there ever any like points like in your life before you started like all your business that you kind of wanted to give up, but you know, like the times where you felt like it was really hard?
Absolutely.
Was it ever difficult?
Absolutely. Very difficult. Very challenging. A lot of nights.
What made you not want to give up in those moments?
Especially in school when, you know, your grades weren't doing so well.
If I got bad grades, or if I got in trouble in school, which I did, like I told you, I got expelled in 5th grade. When I made the wrong choices, when I wanted to quit, when I was getting transferred to a different school, I didn't want to. I wanted to give up. I didn't want to move on. I didn't want to go back to class. I didn't want to try to study. I didn't want to try to learn. But I dug down deep inside, and I found out that just if you keep trying and you stay consistent, which if you want to study, consistency is studying one thing over and over again and learning it. When you really put your mind to what you want to accomplish, you can accomplish anything. And I started to reach those small little goals. I started to get better grades. And when I realized that anything was possible, I didn't give up. I kept going and fighting and fighting and fighting. And that's what helped me get to the next level. You can never quit, because it will get better. You can accomplish your goals. You can get better grades. There's always a solution, guys.
This is coming from somebody, again, that almost didn't graduate, that had bad grades. Hopefully you guys are learning from this. This is invaluable lessons. I feel like I should sign a contract with you guys. Like, when you guys become successful in life, you should give me 5% of your potential earnings or your future earnings.
Oh,
We're
here we
giving you
go.
guys-
Here we go.
We're giving you guys amazing content today. Amazing. Amanda, you go.
Please send it.
What happens if someone like destroys a car? Or like when they're fixing it?
That happens a lot, and that's a great question. Sometimes, there's accidents. Sometimes people hit their rims on a curb. Sometimes people tear up their whole bumpers. And you gotta fix those things, and you gotta make them right. We've had cars get damaged before we delivered them. We've had our sales team lose the keys, guys. When someone came up to pick up a very expensive car, the keys were lost. That's a great question, because in life and in business, you have problems every single day that you have to solve, like a crashed car or a damaged wheel. And you have to be able to use your mind, guys, and solve those problems throughout the day. And that's how you can excel in life, is being a problem solver and working hard. Great question.
RD, I have a question. When did you say to yourself, I made it, I'm successful? One of our kids asked that earlier. How do you know when you're successful? Did you ever say that to yourself?
Not yet.
Was it?
Not yet. I mean, for me, the success that I have received really has been able to give back. Working with PAL, working with My Friend's House, which is a charity that I'm heavily involved in, where we feed the homeless, they feed the needy every Wednesday at 3:00 downtown on Skid Row. For me, being successful is being able to have those opportunities to share with you guys, to be able to contribute to the community, to sit on the board with PAL, being able to help others in life, help them get to the next level. For me, that's what success really means.
Can you tell us a little bit about the charity you just mentioned that you do?
Yes. So downtown LA, guys, there's a section called Skid Row, where there's a lot of needy people that are homeless and down on their luck, that don't have any money, that don't have any food. And I'm just gonna pull this up and show it to you, because every Wednesday, the staff from this charity, My Friend's House, goes out and they take these little meals. They take these little meals in these little carts and they hand them out. They hand out masks. We hand out gloves, and we do this every Wednesday. It's as little as this. It says our company name, but as little as a bottle of water with some ice, and encouraging words. This is something that we do every week, and it's just an important thing to me, being able to give back and share, even if it's a bottle of water and some encouraging words. We do this every Wednesday downtown, and there's fights, and people are upset, and there's times that have been tough. It's times where I don't want to be down there. It's times where people have tried to fight with me when I've been trying to give back. But at the end of the day, we learn that if we're really helping other people that are in need and giving back, it helps you as a person as well. It helps you on the inside, which was important for me because I needed that.
Avril said those are the true heroes, and I think she was referring to you and the charity work that you do. So I've told you that numerous times. The things that you do, the resources that you give back to our program and our kids is amazing. I can't thank you enough. And on behalf of everybody here, I just want to say thank you for everything that you have done and continue to do.
Yeah, my pleasure. Anytime. Any other questions?
We're going to make this the last question. Whoever has one will make it the last question. We got to get you guys out of here so you can go on and do whatever it is, whether it's school or not. Yeah. Stephen keeps saying, can you tell little Uzi I said hi, please?
Yes, I will.
That's Stephen saying that. Justin said to me too.
Let me call him real quick and see if he answers. Before we go.
You're going to blow these kids' minds.
He's actually here in LA recording an album.
Is he?
Yeah.
Weren't one of the little Uzis arrested recently?
No.
No.
Uzi. I got some kids on FaceTime, some kids that I'm working with. Can I FaceTime and just wave to them? Guys, you asked. Here's Uzi Vert. Uzi, these are all your fans. I don't know if you can see them all.
Yes, I can. I can see everybody. That's a cop lady?
Yes, this is for.
That's the cop lady, yeah.
Yes. So we're working with all these kids, just giving them advice and giving them encouraging words, you know.
Well, the best thing that I can say, honestly, the best thing that I can say is that if you work hard, you'll be able to buy Bugattis from RD.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you. You got 50 kids on here. They're all your fans. As soon as I got on the call, they said we wanted to talk to Uzi. We wanted to talk to Uzi.
And you see, I answered right away.
And you answer right away. Uzi, we can't thank you enough. We appreciate you. We love you, and thank you, Uzi.
I love everybody. I love each and every one of you. And I love the cop lady.
That's Mrs. Officer.
Mrs. Officer. Okay.
Officer.
Okay, thank you, Uzi.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye. Yo, I'm gonna call you later about the Bugatti, bro.
Okay, I love you. I got you.
Bye, Uzi.
Bye. See, guys, this is something very special that these officers put together. That's not an accident that he answered the phone. It's one of the biggest artists in the world. Very hard to get a hold of. He answered that phone for a reason. He wanted to give you guys inspiration. Uzi Vert was just like you. He was a kid from Philly that became one of the biggest artists in the world by not giving up, by working hard. And now he's getting ready to buy his second Bugatti from me. And that's what he said. Hey, make sure you call me later. I want to get the second Bugatti done. So I just want you guys to know that if you follow your dreams, never give up. Listen to these officers on this call. Listen to your parents. Stay in school. Do not mess around with any drugs or alcohol. You can get to the next level. A lot of these guys that you see that are very successful, they don't drink. They don't smoke. They don't do any drugs. They're focused. They're laser guided about their craft. They're laser guided about their goals. They really focus on getting to the next level. As you can see, he answered my call in the first ring and he wanted to talk with you kids. So it's very important that you listen to everybody on this call and listen to what they're telling you because they're just trying to help you get to the next level.
Our guest RD has said it the whole time on this Zoom chat. He said, work hard, work hard. The first thing that little Uzi said when he picked up the phone and talked to us was, if you guys work hard, there's a common thread, there's a common message that's being displayed today, that's being portrayed to you guys. And hopefully you guys understand that. Hard work is the basis of everything, guys. Really hard work. And remember, I need you guys to sign that contract. 5% of your future earnings is coming to Officer Lear. RD, I love you, brother. Can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. We got to have you back on again. Any last words you want to leave us? You said it all. I don't know what you can say any better than what you said before, but any last words of encouragement or motivation?
Absolutely. I love everybody on this call. I love each and every one of you. I'm sending light and love your way. I'm sending encouragement. I want to invite you and your families down with the officers after COVID down to our dealership for a private tour. I want you guys to check out all the cars. I want you to dream big. I want you to think big. I want you never to give up and always believe in yourself. Stay in school, stay away from drugs, stay away from alcohol, and listen to your parents. Listen to these officers. Listen to your mentors. Listen to your teachers, guys. Listen to them. Always be respectful. Always be respectful, because respect will get you a very long way, guys. Everyone on this call can do anything that they want to do. You can accomplish any goal, anything you want. Remember that. Dream big. Never give up.
Amen. Amen. Can't say it no better than that. Tobias, I saw your mother pinch your cheek. She said, listen to your mom.
Listen
Thanks,
to your
RD.
mom. Listen to your dad. Listen to these officers.
So
Thank you, brother.
one thing we don't want the kids
Go
listening
ahead.
to is solicitors going after 5% of their earnings. You know, that's the this whole lesson today. You guys dream big and do it all on your own, and then, you know, hey, just wave at that 5%er, okay, guys?
Thanks, Lee. See you, RD. We'll have you back again.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye, kids. See you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.